thinking about moving to Charlottesville? Well, let me ask you, are you ready to hear the good, the bad, and yes, even the truth about life here? Because let me tell you, I am not here to sugarcoat anything. I am not the Chamber of Commerce, and I am not here to sell you on this gorgeous community of which I live and have grown up in. And let's face it, if you've seen any of my other videos, you know I was not born to be subtle. So what I am here to do is give you the real deal. Straightforward, honest, and hopefully a little entertaining. So buckle up, Buttercup, because this is going to be fun. All right, let's kick it off with what Charlottesville and the surrounding area get absolutely right. And honestly, there is a lot of it. Any guesses? I'm going to tell you. Pro number one, the obvious reason, breathtaking scenery and outdoor activities. Let's kick it off. I am going to turn you around because this, honestly, is just what it is all about. This is the number one reason people fall in love with the Charlottesville area, and that is the scenery. Nature lovers, this one is for you. We are surrounded by the Blue Ridge Mountains, the James River, and the Shenandoah National Park. There is something for everyone in your backyard. And I'm going to tell you right now, this view actually does not even do it justice because there is a fairly good smoke coverage from everybody firing up wood stoves, and that is hanging down in the valley. But some of the most gorgeous hiking trails you are ever going to find, kayaking, and stunning views are at your fingertips. Plus, every level and ability can be matched. For example, the Saunders Mountain Trail, that's down going right off of, it is a gently escalating trail that is paved. There's boards, there's some asphalt, but it gently takes you from the very base of the mountain of Monticello on Route 20 all the way up to Monticello. But if you want more, hey, hold on, because we can get you matched up. What about Humpback Rock? Because if you put the effort in for Humpback Rock, you are going to be rewarded with absolutely stunning views. Actually, a true story. A client of mine moved here. I helped her move here last year from up north in the New Jersey area. And she wanted to move here specifically for the hiking. She works as a digital nomad, so she didn't have to stay there. She didn't have any ties. And honestly, she wanted a better life. She wanted a better quality of life. And I swear to you, I think she spends more time in her boots than in her home. And that's okay, because again, it's not about me. It's about you living your best life, living in Charlottesville. Look at this. Look at this. Isn't this stunning? So as we are headed to the next place that I have to show you, the next pro I want to talk about is actually the weather. Charlottesville's weather is one of its strongest points. You can enjoy 8 to 10 months of outdoor activity every year. Now, last week we were actually in the low 20s, but today we're back into the 60s. So whether you like hiking, sipping wine at a vineyard, or just chilling in your backyard, the spring is absolutely gorgeous. Oh my God, probably everybody's favorite time of the year. Close second, the fall and the foliage. Leaf peeping draws millions of people here, And it's no wonder, because it is absolutely gorgeous. It is a true Instagram gold kind of moment. Well, and summers, yeah, so they are humid. They can get really hot, but the biggest part is going to be the humidity. But sorry, isn't that what air conditioning and iced tea is for? Thought so. Okay, let's keep going. All right, on our pro list, living in a college town. Now, granted, it's actually a university town because it's the University of Virginia, and it calls Charlottesville home, thanks to the phenomenal Mr. TJ himself. The size of this university really creates the opportunity for a buzzing art scene. It comes with the opportunities for speakers and events and productions and knowledge and where else, right? Can you just, in your backyard, go listen to a Pulitzer Prize winner and then go cheer on the women's basketball team in the same week? Heck, you know what? In the same day even. It's all home to the University of Virginia. And honestly, who doesn't check this out? We have the home to the UVA's top-rated hospital. Having world-class healthcare in your backyard, huge pro. Huge, big. Next on our list of the pro that you definitely need to recognize and know about, that is going to be food, wine, and festivals. So honestly, if you are a foodie or wine lover, then this is going to be, Charlottesville area is going to be like a playground for you. Charlottesville is basically paradise. Doesn't seem like it would be that way considering the small size, but we've got award-winning restaurants, cozy cafes, and more wineries than you can count. Doesn't matter which direction, north, south, east, west, whatever. Charlottesville's farm to table is next level, and you will thoroughly enjoy that. Where I'm sitting right now, Pippin Hill. Okay. Yes, it's a vineyard. You know what? It's December, but I am comfortable in the tasting room, and it's not just a winery. Honestly, it's a full-on experience. I'm just sitting here enjoying because, I have to do this for you. And let's not forget farmers markets, where you can get the freshest produce straight from the farms. I'm telling you, I don't think I can buy peaches from anywhere other than Henley's Orchard or Child's, because they're just off the tree, vine ripe, in season, and delectable. So whether it's a cozy dinner at a farmstead or picking up fresh vegetables and produce at one of our farmers markets, you're never going to go hungry or thirsty in Charlottesville. Later, I'll spill the tea about the downside to all of this greatness. So keep watching. So my sliders were absolutely delectable. But, to prove to you how much of an experience and fun I'm having, I went ahead and ordered the Pippin Apple Toffee Cake. I'll let you know how it goes. You're welcome. Oh my goodness. I am so sorry y'all are not here to enjoy this. Guess I'll have to take one for the team. Here we go. Oh my God. This is why you need to call me. You would never know about these kind of places or this amazing kind of food. And if you're looking for really good festivals, we've got you covered on that too. Whether it's the Virginia film festival where you can rub shoulders with the stars, whether it is Charlottesville Pride Festival, because I will say that's a big thing about Charlottesville. It's very open and welcoming to everybody. Or whether it's the Tom Tom Festival. This town delivers. Cheers. Okay, so before I leave this gorgeous Pippin Hill, I wanted to give you the next pro. And what is that? Education. Charlottesville is where education really shines. In a way, it's sort of like what we do with the origins of the University of Virginia. So whether it's highly rated schools, thriving homeschool networks, or specialty education such as Virginia Institute for Autism or the Woodrow Wilson Rehabilitation Center that is just over the mountain. It's hard to beat that whatever your education needs, they're going to be found here, and they're highly rated. And it's not my opinion. You can check out all the websites. You can check out any of the websites. I was a product of the local public schools. Actually, my daughter is a great combination of all of the above. She attended a fabulous private school, and she attended the fabulous public schools. And then honestly, we went homeschooling, and she ended up attending the community college as part of her homeschool curriculum. And you know what? She graduated with her law degree from the University of Virginia. So this is not something I'm just talking about. This is something that, again, I live here, I know this, and this is why you need to give me a call. All right. God, I hate to leave, but we got to talk about the next stuff. Last but not least, we are talking about our pro of Charlottesville health and wellness community. Charlottesville is big on health and wellness. Why that is, not really sure. Maybe it's just because of our general active location with all the places you can hike, horseback ride, or walk places. I don't know. But you're going to find yoga studios, outdoor fitness events, and amazing places to eat green. Even behind us, there's a Zoom place. So we have co-op grocery stores that cater every diet from vegan to keto. Sounds amazing, right? Well, don't get too comfortable and don't go anywhere, because every rose has its thorns. And this is why you need to reach out to me. So many will not be honest and open with you. They're just going to try to sales pitch you in here. But I'm telling you, Charlottesville is not right for everyone. It's just not, and that's okay. My job is not to sell you on Charlottesville. Okay, I'm going to jump off my soapbox, and we're going to talk about the bad parts of it. All right, let's go. We've covered the pros. We've covered the positives. It's time for the bad. Like I said, you need to know this before you come, you spend money, you spend time, and you find out. So I'm going to tell you because, again, Charlottesville is not right for everybody. Charlottesville is amazing, but like any place, it's got its downsides. So let's talk about those. First up, here's the big thing I wanted to mention to you, because we also mentioned it under pro. Weather, but I'm going to combine that. I'm going to say weather and natural inhabitants, meaning insects and the challenges. This one may surprise you. Charlottesville summers get humid, way humid. Like stifling, can't breathe kind of humid. But again, that's why you have air conditioning. That's why we have ceiling fans in all of our bedrooms. It's just what you do. But with the humidity comes bugs. So don't tell anybody that I didn't tell you, because I'm sharing the truth with you here. Mosquitoes love it here. And if you love gardening, you need to be prepared for uninvited guests. And I'm not talking about your neighbors or your kids' friends or anything like that. I'm talking things like deer. It doesn't matter if you live in the middle of Charlottesville city proper, or if you live in an active neighborhood. You're gonna have deer. And honestly, they're gonna think your tomatoes were planted for them. Your hostas, man, that is gonna cause some foot traffic with the deer community, because that's just deer candy, and a hosta bar is never uneaten. So, you know, here's what I'm gonna say about it. Again, it's not a reason to totally dismiss all the great reasons Charlottesville's on your list, but it's why you end up keeping bug spray in your car or near your back deck or in your backyard. And honestly, it's why a lot of people have fences. It's one of the reasons we have a fence, that and our dogs, but now the deer play with our dogs. That's a whole nother discussion. And while we're on the topic of weather, let's talk about winters. Winters here, and right now it's mid-December, so I'm in my Birkenstocks and I have no coat on. I'm not freezing. Actually, I'm really comfortable. But the other part of that is, if you are a snow lover, then don't get your hopes up, because rarely do we get more than a couple of inches per season. For the past several years, we've had some flurries, and that's been it. This year, they keep saying we're supposed to get a couple of snowstorms, but honestly, if you need to be slicing down the mountain and skiing with your family, you're probably gonna be going somewhere else to do it, because Charlottesville is gonna be limited. We have a couple of snow recreation resorts is what I'll actually call them, and they make their own snow, but they can't make it until the temperature drops enough. We have a really moderate environment, so oftentimes they can't even potentially make snow until January or February, and then they can only make it for a couple of weeks. So if you're a snow bunny, I'm not so sure Charlottesville is going to be hot on your list. If you need to make the snowmen, might want to rethink Charlottesville. All right, we are moving on. Let's talk about the downsides for being a college area, because you know there's going to be some. Hands down, the flip side of being a college town, we talked about all the bonuses. The flip side is going to be that the traffic can actually be a huge headache, especially for a game day or during graduation season, because it's a huge influx. It is not the students, it's all the alumni, it's all the people coming to support the university. It's all of that added into it. So it creates a huge influx of folks. Oh, and good luck finding a hotel when there's something big happening at UVA. Honestly, a personal story I'm going to share with you, and I've shared this before, when my husband and I, because again, I'm from here, raised here, actually got married down on Park Street at First Presbyterian Church, but when we were setting our wedding date, we actually had to move the date, because the original date we had selected was a home football game. And unfortunately, that meant our out-of-town guests and relatives would not have the ability to rent a room for our wedding. So we actually had to move it to the next week so that it was an away game. So yeah, it actually does affect what's going on in your personal life, even if you have nothing going on connected with the university. All right, as I'm driving along, trying to get us through the day and talking about the pros and cons, this is a perfect one. And that is traffic and transit. Now, here's the thing you need to know. Traffic in Charlottesville can be, well, shall we say, annoying, all right? Traffic is not DC level bad, but there are bottlenecks that you come to know when you're living here, such as Route 29, I'm looking at you. Oh, another one, 250 getting to Pantops, that one's an issue all until itself. Areas near UVA also can get really congested during rush hour. And public transportation is, shall we just say, limited at best. We do have public transportation, but it doesn't run all the time, and it definitely doesn't run everywhere. So you just want to know, traffic and transit is a bane of many people's existence in Charlottesville. And now that we're moving, as I'm sitting here, with that said, timing your errands And knowing the back roads can really save your day, especially when you're looking at, or if you get stuck in a bottleneck or in a congested area. And you know what? Hey, no one moves to Charlottesville because we have no traffic, and no one moves to Charlottesville because we have limited transportation. So does it really matter? Next con I want you to know about, and I'm going to acknowledge it, because again, it's not my job to hide or try to pretend like it's not real. That's going to be rising cost. Now, let's get real. Charlottesville is not the cheapest place to live. I fully acknowledge that. And I don't honestly know how a lot of people do it. Even growing up here, and I am a homeowner and I've owned multiple homes in the area, I just don't know that I could do it now. Again, that's sort of one of the reasons you become a homeowner, because it does create wealth. But it does seem like you are awful poor and eating ramen noodles if you're having to, share a house with 2, 3, 4, 5 people. I don't know. Anyways, getting off my soapbox. Housing prices have definitely been on the rise in Charlottesville. But, they have been everywhere as well. So it's not just Charlottesville. Now, there are some certain areas that have really, places like the downtown, Ivy, those are definitely going to be on the higher end. But property taxes can also really add up. And we also do have personal property taxes, which are paid twice a year, in June, and lucky for us, December 5th. But keep it in context, meaning think about it. It's bad, but it's not as bad as you would think. And the reason I say that is because so many of my clients who have come from places like New York, New Jersey, Colorado, California. It's sad to say, actually it's scary to say, but Charlottesville is considered a bargain. I'm telling you, especially considering what we get with our cost here, you're gonna have great schools, so you don't have to pay for private schools. Our crime rate is low, so you don't have to live in a gated neighborhood with a garage to lock everything up tight as can be. So there's little things that also offset. Our insurance premiums, they're just not exorbitant like they are in so many places. My friends, my clients from Florida, God bless y'all. You came here and you handed me a list of like 5 or 10 different insurance providers or insurance policies that you must have and you must pay for. I can't even imagine. We have standard home insurance. Flood insurance is not needed unless the home is located in a floodplain, and then you have to have it, but that has to be disclosed. That's actually a rarity in our area. Most people, most of the time, nobody has built in the floodplains. So we don't have to have hurricane insurance. We don't have to have hail insurance. So there's a lot of things that cost-wise actually make the overall cost of living, which is about 10% higher than the national average. It brings it down and makes a lot of people really happy living in Charlottesville. So don't let that scare you off. There are affordable options if you know where to look. And honestly, that's why you need to reach out to me, because we can find something that works for you that meets your needs, whether it is a lower cost of living or a lower house price or whatever it may be. So don't give up on it just because it's gonna, in the end, it's a wash. I'll put it that way. Yes, housing prices, yes, cost of living in general is higher, but that's the closer inside the city and the closer to the city. When we start getting out into some of the outlying counties, they're part of Charlottesville. Next up on the list, let's talk about a con I hear about quite often. And that is going to be limited nightlife and shopping. So right now I am in Rio Hill, which is one of our shopping areas. So I'm going to turn you around so you can see we have TJ Maxx, we have Sierra, we have the ABC, Burlington, Rack Room Shoes, Five Below. We've got everything that you need, but well, we also have like 500 grocery stores. all different chains and everything. But many people complain that we're actually really limited with our shopping availability. We have the basics. We have everything you need. We have Target, Walmart, Lowe's, soon to have a Home Depot. So see, you're already ahead of us that have grown up here, because we've never had a Home Depot. If it's something that you're used to having a ton of malls or designer stores or a hopping nightlife, Charlottesville is gonna feel sleepy at best. Honestly, I've always said that it felt like Charlottesville rolls up the sidewalks at like 6 o'clock. So I'm standing behind that. I know for certain places, certain people, they argue with that. Now, I am not a 20-something, so I don't go bar hopping and I don't go to, places like that. So maybe there is more for some people, but in general, and we have a healthy nightlife, don't get me wrong, we have movie theaters, we have bowling, we have cultural theaters, we have tons and tons of music and things like that. But the ugly truth is, you may think that Charlottesville has more than it does, because most of the people, like I said before, feel like Charlottesville has limited shopping. Now let's talk about the ugly, the truth. And here's some of the biggest things that I want to make sure that I pass along. That is, one of the biggest complaints I can warn you about is small town growing pains. Charlottesville is growing fast, and with that comes some challenges, okay? New developments, and I'm going to turn you around. New developments are popping up everywhere, which is great for housing options, but not so great for traffic or keeping that small town charm. The ugly, the truth. Sorry. Okay, next one up under our here's the truth and you should know about it is going to be pollen season. I know, seems stupid and irrelevant, but I have so many of my clients that have come back to me and said they were so surprised by this. Spring is glorious here. It is beautiful up until the time the pollen hits. If you've got allergies, brace yourself, because you're going to end up having tissues in your car, by your bed, at your office, and in your purse or suitcase or briefcase, I guess. Probably not going to take a suitcase to work. Your allergies are going to get set off. And not to worry, because even if you don't currently have allergies, I'm going to say 9 out of 10 times after moving to the area, you will. You'll have allergies. Your dog will have allergies. Probably your cats will have allergies. Everybody, the whole family is going to be on Zyrtec, and you're just going to take it year round. But that's just what we do. So don't say I didn't warn you. All right, let's wrapping it up now. And also, let's talk about and be honest about the next one, and that's the airport. Charlottesville Albemarle Regional Airport. The abbreviation when you buy a ticket is CHO, C-H-O. You know what? This one is honestly, for me, it's on my benefit, on my pro. This would be a huge pro for me, but a lot of folks absolutely hate it. It's a little airport, but it's a mixed bag of reactions to it. It is super easy to get into, get through security, and get on your flight. But your flight options are probably at best limited and sometimes pricey. So is it a pro or is it a con? Only you can really answer that. Like I said, it depends on how much you travel and how much irritant it gives you. Okay, enough about the downsides. Let's talk about some of the little hidden gems that you're going to run across as you do your research and as you're looking at living in Charlottesville. These little communities are part of Charlottesville, but they're just not in Charlottesville. But they're considered what makes Charlottesville great. They're what considers and makes up our little part of the East Coast. Okay, well, I'm losing light, so I don't want to lose you, and I want to give you everything I promised you. We have covered the pros, the cons, the truths, the uglies, the room, everything. And I can't cover it all in one video, so you're going to have to check out my other videos. And you may have, and that's why I wanted to bring up the next one, because the next one is the thing I want to talk about, and I consider it a huge pro. It's not just Charlottesville, okay? So you hear Charlottesville, and if you look up Charlottesville is a small, it's not even 10 square miles in size. It has less than 50,000 people officially in the city of Charlottesville. When we talk about the Charlottesville area, we're talking about a much larger footprint that creates that Charlottesville metropolitan area. So real quick, I wanted to tell you about a few sought after communities that I know you're going to hear about as you're doing your research. Go you. Always love doing the research. But growing up here, again, these are areas that I have known. I know them inside and out. And pretty much, honestly, everybody, brings them up or mentions them. So if you check out my other videos, you should find a bunch of videos on some of these. So the first one I'm going to mention, Crozet. Crozet is like a postcard come to life. All right. Mountain views, great schools, very sought after schools, and a huge family friendly vibe. All right. I know I've done a ton of videos on Crozet. So what's next on our list? Scottsville. Oh yeah, so you want to live near the water? Scottsville might be a good alternative. Scottsville is part of Albemarle. Actually, it sits on a couple different counties, predominantly Albemarle, but it sits on the James River. It's a very sweet, small community, and it's perfect if you love kayaking, fishing, or just relaxing. One of the cutest small towns that is around the area. And I know I've explored it and I've done a video on it. Another one, if you love the water, Lake Monticello. Lake Monticello is huge for several reasons. One, it puts you between Charlottesville and Richmond. Not that far from either one, but definitely not that far from Charlottesville. I lived in Lake Monticello, so I love Lake Monticello. It offers an affordable, so this is one of those areas that the price of cost of living dips down from that standard 10% over cost of living that you find in Charlottesville. It's also a gated community. So if you feel like you really want that added connection security of a gated community, Lake Monticello, check out my videos on Lake Monticello. And let's see, what else? Ooh, Standardsville. Standardsville is actually in Greene County, and Greene County by itself, anyways, these are north of Charlottesville. Again, all about quiet. They offer affordability, and Greene County is a bedroom of the Shenandoah National Park. So it is the backyard for Greene County. So views in Greene County can be spectacular. You can also find very rural, large acreage available in Greene County. Standardsville gives you that small town feel within Greene County. So both of those, I know I've done videos on both of those. All right, so there you go. What do you think? We've wrapped up. Thanks for sticking with me. I hope you have learned a lot. If you have enjoyed any of this, would love to get your thumbs up. But Charlottesville has so much to offer. Vibrant art scene, amazing food, wine, brewery scene, amazing music scene as part of the art scene, incredible outdoor adventures, and just more than I can mention here. So you're just going to have to subscribe to my channel and follow along to see what else I can share with you. Again, like anywhere, Charlottesville is not perfect, and it's important to weigh the pros and the cons, no matter if you're coming by yourself or if you're coming with a special someone, whatever it may be. Charlottesville is not perfect for everybody, but in my opinion, the positives far outweigh the negatives. So that's what I'm trying to get across to you. But I'm also not trying to sugarcoat or do anything or lie to you. That is definitely not where I'm going with this. I want to be honest. I am a local who has grown up here. As a realtor, it is my honor and privilege to be able to work with people from all over the country, all over the world. Honestly, I've helped people from Brazil and from the Philippines. So from all over the world. You please drop me a note, email, give me a call, drop me a text. You have all of my contact information, and we can find out if living in Charlottesville is right for you. I do not do rentals. So if you're looking for a rental, it's easy peasy here, which is good for you, but I just don't do rentals. Rentals are set up so that they're direct between the landlord or the agency and the rentee. So I don't do rentals, but if you're looking to relocate, I specialize with relocation. If you are looking, unfortunately, to relocate out of Charlottesville, I can help you with that as well, because living here, I know the ins and outs, and I know people who are looking for living in Charlottesville. So thanks for watching. So no matter what you find out, do your research. You're going to hear the pros, the cons, the good, the bad, the ugly, the pretty, the lies, the truth. And I hope I've gotten a few of those across to you. I'd encourage you, if you have any questions, or if you want to drop a comment below, let me know what you want to know more about. And before the lights go out, I'm going to let you get back with the rest of your day. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.